Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito Extra Beef. My name is Darien.
My name is Landon.
And today we have another movie for you. This one is... When did this movie come out? 2011?
2011. Yeah, 2011.
Okay, so this is Green Lantern from 2011, the Ryan Reynolds movie. Yes, Ryan Reynolds has done more than Deadpool. This is perhaps one of the greatest movies ever created in the most sarcastic way possible.
No, don't even joke about it.
Landon barely didn't finish it.
Yeah, I couldn't finish it.
You tell them why it was so awful for you.
Well, it's just like
you had to wake up and
me being sick, and I can't blame people. I can only blame you. You're the one that brought it up.
They all said yes.
Yeah, because you only gave them one choice.
No, I said yes, or say yes or no if you want us to watch it or not, and they all said yes.
Whatever. Well, thing is, me being sick, I'm told from you last night when we got done recording, hey, we're gonna watch Green Lantern. We have to do it around this time because I have to go do something. So basically, as soon as I wake up, I have to watch Green Lantern and then talk about it. And I just, no, not again. I couldn't finish it. I texted you saying I can't finish this movie.
And I said, do it for Ryan Reynolds, and you were like, fine.
Okay. It's like I didn't do it for him. I just did. I just did it.
See, now I understand why in the after credit scene of Deadpool 2 he shot Ryan Reynolds in the head when he finished the Green Lantern script.
This is the second time I've seen this movie.
The same.
I would say, I think once did you see it in the movie theater? Or
no, I think I saw it on TV with my mom. My mom loves this movie.
Get a new mom.
she loves Ryan Reynolds, so
yeah, I do too. But I don't. Man. Okay. Yeah. Last time, how was your experience? What did you think when you first saw it?
I barely remember. The only thing I remembered was that fight in that laboratory warehouse place at the end of it. That was the only thing I remembered from the movie.
Mm-hmm. The only part obviously I remember all of it now, but from what I remember I was actually kind of obsessed with this movie for a little bit, not when it was out, but I was excited for it to come out. Even though I was I was never a Green Lantern fan.
You want to hear some fan reviews? I think I want to do this with all these really bad movies. Do some fan reviews for on Google and Rotten Tomatoes and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
It's rated a 3.7 audience rating on Google, and on Rotten Tomatoes, let me check that. Rotten Tomatoes, it is rated 26 on the percent on the tomato meter and a 45% audience score. Which is pretty bad. Do you want to hear the Google reviews or the Rotten Tomato reviews?
The Google review. Let's go with Rotten Tomato.
Okay, let's go down here. All right. All the prancing about on a galaxy far, far away where Hal, Ryan Reynolds, meets the other Green Lanterns and the wise ancients and a gigantic gruff sergeant type who learns him his ropes is all a bit of a bore. This one says, Green Lantern is not a perfect movie, but it's fun to watch.
No, it's not.
This one says, how many more of these superheroes can we take? I disagree with that person. Because then this podcast would be pointless if we had no more superhero. What if they just stopped making all superhero movies and shows ever and video games, and it was just we're just stuck reviewing all the old stuff?
Yeah, no.
I do want to say that I had no idea Taika Waititi was in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Who is he? Hold up,
he played his friend, or I don't know.
Thomas Kalmaku or whatever. Yeah, he did play his friend.
The green aesthetic misfires. The whole film looks as if it's been inspired by a particular shade of washing up liquid or the glowing screens of ancient computers. This person says, things improve as the plot kicks in thanks to enjoyable performances from Peter Sarsgaard as the more or less human villain and Blake Lively as the feisty heroine. So that was Ryan Reynolds' wife like right now. Blake Lively is his wife.
Yeah.
So does that? I guess that's where they met.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah, probably.
A certain tone is needed to carry off the script's manifold absurdities. It has to be tongue-in-cheek rather than foot and mouth, and Reynolds' success rate is intermittent at best.
Here's the thing. I mean, obviously, Ryan Reynolds is a great actor.
Mhm.
The problem is, though, I think just what he's given here to say, and the writing and stuff, is just not good.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's a very like simple thing to say, but it's true.
This person, this will be the last one I read for now. They rated it 2 stars. This is an audience review. This movie isn't bad. It's very pretty, but it's just dumb and never connects. I figured this movie's problem out about halfway through. None of the characters have sound motivation for anything they do. Nothing anyone does makes sense because this dang movie never took the time to hash out why anyone would have behaved the way they do. Are all Lantern recruits treated with such hostility by Sinestro and their trainers? How did the Guardian who became Parallax make the jump between trying to harness fear to becoming an evil fear engine? Why is Hector on his side? How do you become physically infected by an abstract concept, and how do you then throw it into the sun? If the screenwriters had taken a little more time to answer questions like these, this movie might not have lost everybody. Those questions are important, you guys. Ryan Reynolds is endearing, but only to a point.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty perfectly.
Yeah.
Hector, what's his name? It's just it's Hector something else. Hector is like the worst villain I've ever seen. Hector Hammond.
Yeah, I don't know who he was supposed to be. Was he supposed to be like a certain villain, or is it just like a random?
Let me see. Yes, okay, he is a villain in the comics. I literally thought he made him up.
What's his name?
It's a very weird villain to do already. And he, oh man, that is awful looking. Sorry, I'm looking at photos with it. Hector Hammond is a fictional and supervillain appearing in the comics published by DC Comics, who is primarily an enemy of Green Lantern. Unlike many,
wait, what's his name?
Hector Hammond.
Okay, that's his villain name.
Yeah.
As
an enemy of Green Lantern, unlike many supervillains, Hammond does not use any allies. Peter Sarsgaard played a role of Hammond in 2011 film Green Lantern. Okay, so he is.
Sorry, I just got blown away by this.
Honestly, I don't think this was the best. Like, I don't. Oh my gosh, they made an action figure of him. Who would buy that? Here's the problem. If obviously, I've never really looked into this guy. Of course, obviously,
yeah.
But I think if you were going to use him in a movie, a Green Lantern movie, I don't think he should be in the first one. Mm-hmm. Like, use him in like a second one or something. You know what I'm saying?
I would have liked to see a modern sequel to that movie, but with Sinestro as the villain, because he got the yellow ring.
Yeah. You see like an end credit scene. So
there was an end credit scene. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it shows him like turning yellow.
What?
Or is that in the movie? Hold up.
No, it wasn't in the movie. Hold on, I'm going to look it up. Green Lantern in credits.
Yeah. He gets like the yellow ring in the credit scene.
Oh, I don't know if I'm able to watch YouTube on a Zoom call.
Well, don't.
Me out. Hang on, let me just look.
Okay. Hey, I'm
looking at an article about it. I'm gonna see a picture of
it. He puts on the ring basically, and he turns yellow.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, the only good thing that came out of this movie was a joke in Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's honestly probably the only good thing that came out of this movie.
Well, this person, Todd W., on September 3rd, 2021, rated it a 5-star, saying one of the most underrated movies of all time. This is so bad. If this is so bad, why is it currently sitting in the top 10 most viewed on Netflix? Yes, the special effects are a bit dated given it was made years ago, but this movie largely got panned because Ryan Reynolds wasn't the serious and boring Batman or Spider-Man that was the stereotype at the time. Face it, Ryan Reynolds set the stage for the personality of the modern superhero, and looking back at this film, hopefully people can appreciate now what he did to the genre.
I disagree with that because at this point, yeah, he is right because a lot of superhero movies were trying to be like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Spider-Man was going to come out. Yeah, I don't believe Dark Knight Rises was out yet. Is that right?
No. Yeah, it wasn't out yet. It came out 2012.
Okay. Well, everyone was trying to be Dark Knight, and I don't know. I just honestly, I don't know. I disagree because everyone was getting sick of it at that point, and I think they were trying to do comical because bring something new in. I think people like that, but when you don't have a good story and just stuff that's just all over the place, then it's not good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Probably one of the best parts of the movie, in my opinion, was you. And you said you didn't like it over.
I didn't
Instagram,
like it throughout.
But you said I liked parts of the big end battle with Perret.
That big cloud thing.
Whatever his name is, something with a P.
Well, okay. I like some stuff that is cool with the ring stuff. Yeah, Parallax. Like some stuff that is cool is like the stuff they make with the ring and stuff. But like, I don't know. Even then, you see the stuff they're making, and then you see the suit. It's like, what? Like I don't know why they couldn't just use like a good practical suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think this movie was in development hell for a while.
Oh, let me see.
I believe it was, at least.
Green.
Oh my gosh, there's an extended cut.
Oh Lord. Green Lantern was made in 1940. That's crazy. Oh, they are still making another Green Lantern film just besides the HBO Max series that's coming out.
Is it
the Green Lantern Corps is the name of the movie, and it is the reboot sequel to the movie we just watched.
Okay.
And there's also an impending Green Lantern TV show coming out on HBO Max.
I know they're not. I think they're going to skip. I've been just constantly hearing they're going to skip Hal Jordan and do straight John.
Okay, I'm going to read exactly from this article. This is by CBR.com, who are reliable. Despite the upcoming Green Lantern TV show on HBO Max, the Green Lantern Corps movie is still in the works. According to Heroic Hollywood, Green Lantern Corps remains in development, and it will feature Jon Stewart as the protagonist. Hal Jordan will also have a presence in the film as a mentor figure. However, it is unknown if Jeff Johns, who was originally assigned to write and develop the production, is still involved. This initial post-credit scene for Justice League would have featured Wayne T. Carr as Jon Stewart and established this character in the DC Extended Universe. This sequence was scrapped at the behest of Warner Bros. Executives and replaced with an alternate scene featuring Martian Manhunter in place of Stewart. The Green Lantern's Corps movie has gone through various iterations over the years after first being announced in October of 2014 for a June 2020 theatrical debut. Since then, screenwriters David Goyer and Justin Rhodes have written a draft for the production, while director Christopher McQuarrie provided a pitch for the project. At the end of 2019, it was noted that Warner Bros. Was eyeing J.J. Abrams and Greg Berlanti as potential producers for Green Lantern Corps. Which, J.J. Abrams, I could see making it, and Greg Berlanti did do the CW stuff.
Yeah.
That could work. It says the Green Lantern TV show for HBO Max, meanwhile, is much farther along, having recently cast Finn Wittrock in the role of Guy Gardner, which we reported on that, maybe the first episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think we did.
Casting is ongoing for the role of Alan Scott, and Seth Grahame-Smith will serve as showrunner and writer for the project. There's currently no director or release date attached to the Green Lantern Corps.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they make it as, I would say, a good idea for a Green Lantern movie is make it kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn.
I know compared Guardians of the Galaxy to like the whole Green Lantern Corps is like two completely different things.
Yeah.
But I think it would be
James Gunn could do it.
to have stuff. literally have the movie. Like, if they were going to, well, no, because I don't know. You think it would just already take place in space and stuff?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of cool to just, hey, let's just fight this threat real quick, and they just go to different planets and stuff, and then they find one. I mean, I don't know.
I'm looking on the wiki for Green Lantern, the movie. The film first entered development. Guess what year?
I'm gonna say, wait for this movie
For Green Lantern, the one we just watched.
I'm gonna say it started in like 2000s.
When?
I'm gonna say like early 2000s. I'll say like 2002 or something.
1997.
Ooh, yeah. I had a feeling. I feel like this movie's gonna end for a while.
Yeah. Progress remained stalled until Greg Berlanti was hired to write and direct in October of 2007. Martin Campbell was brought on board in February 2009 after Berlanti was forced to vacate the director's position. Most of the live-action actors were cast between 2009 and 2010, and filming took place from March to August 2010 in Louisiana. The film was converted to 3D during its post-production stage. Green Lantern was released on June 17th, 2011, and received generally negative reviews. The film underperformed at the box office, grossing $219 million against a production budget of $200 million. Due to the film's negative reception and disappointing box office performance, Warner Bros. Canceled any plans for a sequel. And do you perhaps want to hear about said sequel?
For this movie, yeah, sure.
Okay. I do have a lot of production stuff.
We're talking about everything besides.
We're talking about it all. This is all related to it. Yeah. This is why it was canceled, because it sucked. Ryan Reynolds notably played DC's Green Lantern in the 2011 movie. This is by Screen Rant, by the way. But several factors contributing to why Green Lantern 2 never happened. Before Ben Affleck's Batman and Henry Cavill's Superman revamped the Justice League franchise, Warner Bros. Tried its hand at an origin story for Green Lantern / Hal Jordan. The 2011 Green Lantern starred Reynolds as Hal Jordan and Blake Lively as his love interest, Carol Ferris, whose pairing in this film would be memorable as they later become one of Hollywood's most popular married couples. As with any franchise starting material nowadays, Green Lantern was originally going to receive a sequel to continue Hal Jordan's story, with Ryan Reynolds reprising his role, had the film been well received. Warner Bros. Intended for Green Lantern to be the first installment in the new DC film universe, following this in the steps of Iron Man, kicking off the MCU Phase 1. The end credits for Green Lantern even set up the never-to-be-made sequel in which Sinestro is corrupted by the dark power of the Yellow Ring of Fear after its resurgence. See, they were going to start their own DCU.
Yeah. They've been trying to start one ever since.
They picked an awful movie to start it off with. I would have started it with, like, Superman or Batman.
It's so weird they would start off a movie that was like very cosmic. You know what I'm saying? I thought you would think they would do something more ground level, and then because that's what that's what was I would say kind of good about MCU. They start off with Iron Man, something that we could all really relate to in a way.
Yeah.
Then did Hulk, then did Iron Man 2, and everyone's like, okay. Then they brought something new to the table with Thor. Or, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I mean, and everyone's like, okay, I can get by with this, because everybody was already hooked with those other 3 movies, and they're already hitting an Avengers, and everyone's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to see what happens now. So I think if you are going to start a universe, don't do something that is super out of the norm. Yeah, for people. But I mean, who knows? I mean, times have changed now, because this was 2011.
Yeah.
So,
well, actually, I would think like 2008, 2009, because that's when they officially started production.
Yeah. Okay. So by that time, Iron Man was just out.
Yeah, they were trying to ride off the popularity of Iron Man.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't blame them, because I would too.
Yeah.
I just think at the time it wasn't a good thing to start with. If it came out now, and denying the fact, let's just say it was a good movie and it was just a failure because everybody just wasn't ready for that yet. If it came out now, people would probably be more into it.
Yeah, well, we just read with that HBO Max stuff, and then making that Green Lantern Corps movie. I think that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool as long as you know.
We have good
everyone on
CGI
there
stuff
looks
now,
good.
so we'll be able to look.
Yeah,
It won't be spawn CGI.
and only suits that make the suit practical.
Mhm.
And if there's any suits that need to be like CGI,
they
it should
can-
be on the different creatures or whatnot.
If they can make the Henry Cavill Superman suit the way it looked, they can do a Green Lantern suit.
Yeah, I would
The
like.
suit doesn't need to glow.
Yeah, don't need to glow. Only that needs to glow is the ring.
And maybe some green aura around him, but not his suit glowing green.
Mm-hmm. I always thought I forget which Green Lantern it is, but he has the jacket or whatever.
Is that guy Gardner?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like him a lot. I'm just saying, I just think that's a cool design choice.
Yeah. Well, this says, by almost all accounts, Green Lantern was regarded as a failure within the superhero film industry. Although the movie went on to make $219.9 million at the box office, it underperformed against its budget of $200 million. Shang-Chi didn't even have a $200 million budget.
I know.
That's crazy. And that movie, you haven't seen it yet, but that movie was amazing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I heard it was.
The Hollywood Reporter estimated that Green Lantern would have had to make about $500 million to be considered a success. Additionally, Green Lantern was panned by critics and audiences alike with generally negative reviews, currently holding a mere 26% from critics and a 45% from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes. The overall consensus was that Green Lantern was wildly disappointing for its large budget, with many critics recounting its misuse of comic book lore, thin screenplay, and reliance on special effects and sound over substance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Once the news hit of Green Lantern's box office flop and poor reception by critics and fans, Warner Bros. Canceled the planned sequel. When Man of Steel was arranged to kick off DCEU, screenwriter David S. Goyer suggested that Green Lantern's inclusion in the universe would be a reboot, abandoning Reynolds' iteration. Though Zack Snyder did tease almost bringing Reynolds back as Green Lantern in 2017's Justice League, another reason for the canceled sequel was Reynolds' lack of interest in reprising his role, having a clear distaste for the film himself. Reynolds has previously advised fans on Twitter not to watch Green Lantern, having only seen it himself for the first time in March of 2021.
Yeah.
Additionally, Deadpool 2's end credit scene featured a meta Easter egg in which the character shoots Ryan Reynolds when he reads the Green Lantern script to prevent him from starring in the movie.
Yeah. That's honestly the good thing that came out of this movie was those two jokes. The first one, they made the super suit green or whatever.
Yeah.
And then in two with the end credit scene, I was good. It was funny. Yeah, that's the only good thing that came out of this movie. And while watching this movie, kind of going back on my phone, kind of looking through some stuff I would like to do for the podcast, and watching this movie
with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, I come to find out I didn't know this. There was a video game in this movie.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Definitely have to play that and talk about it.
I don't know about that now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Let me finish these two paragraphs.
Oh yeah, sure.
Although Green Lantern bombed for audiences and critics alike, Ryan Reynolds' Hal Jordan performance still showed he had the capacity to helm a superhero movie, leading to his most notable character to date, Deadpool. Had Green Lantern gone ahead with a sequel that likely would have produced the same disappointing outcome, Reynolds may not have been able to escape the association of his DC superhero and later been recruited to play the well-received Wade Wilson. Reynolds' case is another of the notable transitions from DC to Marvel, or vice versa, that worked out better for the actor, such as Tom Hardy first playing DC's Bane before becoming Marvel's Venom, or Affleck going from portraying Marvel's Daredevil to the major slot of the DCEU's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Now that HBO Max is moving forward with the Green Lantern TV series following multiple human Green Lanterns, including Finn Wittrock's Guy Gardner, the DCEU finally has a chance to redeem the characters after a decade of being on the sidelines. Green Lantern has shown up in other DC projects this is Zack Snyder's Justice League, which there was a Green Lantern in that, so that works.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, Stargirl, and through Easter eggs on Arrow, but the HBO Max series will be the first big-budget Warner Bros. Project since Reynolds' Green Lantern that primarily focuses on the superhero and his cores.
Okay.
Yep. So I completely forgot. Green Lantern's daughter was on Stargirl.
Mm-hmm.
It was the daughter of Alan Scott, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I've never seen Stargirl, so
You gotta watch it. It's good.
yeah. I remember you told me it was good.
It's on HBO. I don't think. Oh, maybe it might be on HBO Max. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
This season that's on right now is really good. It's got Eclipso as the villain, which I'll show you a picture. I'm gonna share a screen, all right?
Yeah.
So you have to look at your screen this time. I shared my screen before we started recording here to show him something. I was showing him stuff he wasn't even looking. He didn't even know the screen was being shared.
I didn't know. Too busy working on stuff.
All right. I'm showing you. You guys don't have to look this up with me. If you want to, I looked up Eclipso, Stargirl, CW. This is what he looks like in the show.
What in the world? What is that? What is that? I don't like to look at it.
He's a demon.
He's a demon. Okay.
There's a comic book version of him. This is a big version. That's not the one.
Okay.
Semi comic book accurate.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't seen him like this in the show yet.
Yeah.
He's just like.
Is it kind of like building up to him looking like that?
Yeah, I guess so. He's trapped inside of this thing called the Black Diamond.
Okay.
And it's pretty awesome. And then the second villain also of this new season is called the Shade. And he's awesome. Yeah.
The Shave? Or the
Shade?
The Shade, okay.
Here's a picture of him from the comics.
Okay.
And here's him in the show.
Okay.
Pretty awesome. This actor is great.
This actor is great. Yeah. Who? I'm not gonna ask.
What's his name?
He looks familiar.
He is that's Richard Swift is his alias. That's not the actor.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan Cake.
Ooh, okay.
He is played in. I thought we were talking about Green Lantern. Now we're talking about Stargirl.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. Literally, this is just like the movie. It goes off somewhere else. It's like, what? How did we even get here? Jonathan Cake. Okay.
Right here, let's see. Where do I go? Movies and TV shows. Okay. Don't recognize any of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Stargirl. That's the only one I recognize.
Maybe I saw Stargirl. Yeah. No. Okay. Never mind. I just thought he looked familiar. Probably just saw him in Stargirl or something, and I just didn't realize it. Okay. Where were we? Oh yeah, Green Lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern.
But as I was saying earlier, I didn't know there was a video game in this movie. It was like a video game based off this movie, and I saw what it was, and it's kind of a God of War clone, not the 2018 one, but like 1, 2, and 3, and like Ascensions and all that.
Oh yeah.
That where it was like kind of overhead, and you had like the chains and stuff. Yeah, it's basically that. It was and you like went through like the whole Green Lantern planet. You went through to you were on a Green Lantern planet. You went to the the one with where Fear's at, Rage, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked all right. I saw reviews and they're mixed, but mostly leaning on the bad side. So I guess it wasn't good. Dude, I assume it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Good. So I think he had like a multiplayer they could play as a Sinestro.
Huh. Well,
I think.
I found this 15-question quiz.
No, we're not doing quizzes.
Called "How much do you remember about 2011's Green Lantern movie?"
It's nothing. I don't remember anything.
I'm gonna see how bad you hate. This is how much you didn't like this movie based off this quiz.
I'm gonna get none of them right.
Who directed Green Lantern?
Who directed? I don't know.
Alan Taylor, Chad Stahelski, Martin Campbell, Andrew Stanton.
That's what happens when you have too many cooks in the kitchen. Oh, are you naming different people, or is that all the directors?
That's 4 people who could have possibly directed this movie.
Oh, I don't know. You think I stayed for the credits?
No, I'm just going to click A and see what happens. It was Martin Campbell.
I should have stayed just so I could look at who to blame for this. Martin Campbell.
Which one of these constructs did Hal Jordan create during his training in the movie? A Thompson submachine gun, a lasso, a chainsaw, a fire extinguisher.
Wasn't it like a fire extinguisher?
No, it was a chainsaw.
A chainsaw? You made I don't care. I don't need to.
I didn't remember that at all.
I'm not doing this. See, like, I don't remember literally.
Yeah, I don't remember any of this. Did you know that the alien at the beginning, the purple one, that died, he was voiced by Tamora Morrison, who plays Boba Fett in like The Mandalorian and the old stuff.
I don't know.
Some of these questions are like confusing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to answer them.
Who provided the voice for Parallax in the movie? Peter Fonda, Frank Langella, Sharon Hines, or Clancy Brown?
I want to say Clancy Brown.
Yes, he did. That's a plus. I didn't know he was in this.
Yeah, I know either. I just looked it up. You think I knew? I don't know at all.
Which DC comic city did Parallax wreak havoc on in the movie's climactic scenes? Star City, Coast City, Central City, or Metropolis?
Well, it's obviously not Metropolis.
No, Superman would have showed up.
Yeah, Superman would have taken out that guy.
Central City is Flash's place. Coast City is Aquaman's, I think. And Star City is Coast City is where Aquaman goes sometimes. I know that. And Star City's Green Arrow's place.
You want to say Coast City?
Yep, just Coast City.
It is Coast City. Okay, we're gonna stop doing this. We need to wrap. I know we don't have time, but
it's gonna be a short episode anyway. I was just doing this because why not?
Fine.
Which of these Green Lanterns was Hal Jordan's combat training officer in the movie? Kilowog, Salak, Varix, or Bzd?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm just reading the answers.
I don't know.
I'm trying to guess Kilowog. I was right.
Kilowog. Oh yeah, Taki Awani's character.
Mm-hmm. How much did Green Lantern gross at the global box office? 277.7 million, 313.3, 219.9, or 150.5. I talked about it like 4 times throughout this episode.
What was the budget?
200.
Ooh. Okay. Any other questions? I like how you like some of these questions are like what you're supposed to know.
Yeah, there's no more questions. That was the last one. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. I got to pick an answer first, and then I can go next. What was the very first construct Hal Jordan created in the movie when he was attacked outside a bar?
Did you just say it was a chainsaw?
No, that was the first one. The one he did in training.
Oh.
He was getting. I remember this one. He was getting punched by people outside a bar because they lost their jobs because of him, and he took his hand and did something to the guys. Is it a football helmet, a giant fist, a giant bottle of beer, a riot shield? You really didn't pay attention to this movie.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say a fist.
You're right.
Okay. Yeah, I was paying attention, but I mean, I'm just like zoned out. Like I have a phone right beside me. I'm tempted just to do something on it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
let's read some more bad reviews.
Yeah,
and then we can end it off.
Yes, end this on as fast as possible. So this is awful.
Scroll down. This person rated it 0.5 star. Wow, talk about a franchise killer. Others have already said overproduced, noisy, nonsensical. Obviously, the suits interfered with this film to the point where it was only watchable with the sound off. You can admire the pretty colors and decent graphics, but for gosh sakes, don't try to listen to the dialogue or follow the story. I can't even talk about it. See Emerald Knights or First Flight or the Green Lantern animated series to see this properly done right.
Yeah, I actually heard that was good. You know what we should have done? We should have done some research on like actually good Green Lantern movies and stuff.
There's no live action ones.
Yeah. Obviously, there's no live action ones, but luckily DC's animated side is pretty good. So
this person's got it right. February 28th, 2021, 5 stars, lovable and hilarious! Exclamation mark! 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 And there's like 50 more. So
no, that guy's wrong, and I hope he's in a ditch somewhere.
Oh, this person doesn't even know what they watched. Sterling J, 5 stars, March 28th, said, I love this show. I'm reading it years later because I don't unhesitate the low score. The incredible performance in this is why Ryan Reynolds is such a great actor. I loved this show. I watched it again last night. I think the very dark twist of fate. First of all, this guy thinks it's a TV show.
Yeah.
I watched it again last night. I think the very dark twist of fate one of the characters has might have negatively affected many people. They also might lack the ability to see how the new powers were to the character, how he made very childish constructs due to his newness to this. I love this show. I don't know. It's calling it a show still. I don't know. I believe people could really appreciate this movie. I thought it was a show. It has some items that can turn a person away because of the deepness of the situation. They read way too much into this.
Yeah, I think there's only one thing he was right, and
this person,
and that would be like, he's wrong on everything, but Ryan Reynolds does give a good performance. The problem is,
this guy says that the extended cut is very enjoyable, great.
You think it's one of those things? Do we have to watch this movie again to watch the extended cut?
You shouldn't have said that. Now we do.
What if it actually is like way better? It's actually a masterpiece.
That'd be awesome. This says it's better than Justice League and Suicide Squad, but that's not saying too much. Ryan Reynolds sounds ridiculous trying to be serious, and Lively is the worst. The pathetic dialogue sounds like Michael Bay wrote most of it, but in the movie's defense, it's somewhat fun to watch. Other highlights include a great Weasel impression from Skarsgård and some of the better use of CGI I've seen. Well, he watched a different movie than we watched. I think the Joss Whedon's Justice League is better than this. In my opinion. Yeah, I don't really feel like they're all the same. People rating it horribly.
They're all the same.
Yeah. Well, fun reviews. We had a fun review. That movie was awful. If you could rate this movie.
Are you really going to ask me that? Yeah, you're going to ask me that.
If you could rate this movie 1 out of 10, what would you rate it?
Look, I seriously want to give it a 0. But I'm gonna give it a 1 just because of the joke, Deadpool.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I be honest about something?
What?
You're gonna think this is insane. Okay, hang on.
I'll tell you, I'll give it like a 5 or something. If you give it,
I enjoyed this movie so much more than I enjoyed Ang Lee's Hulk.
Are you serious?
And to that extent, I give this movie a 4.5.
No, you. No.
I don't think it was I think it was a really bad movie, but I don't think it was absolutely unwatchable and horrible. Like I could watch it again if it was on TV. Like I have nothing else to watch. And
I don't like it.
And I just think some of the scenes were good, and the story was okay. I guess.
No, it wasn't okay. Literally, it's kind of funny because two of these movies. It's funny you mentioned Ang Lee's Hulk because both these movies feel kind of similar. Or in a way, have terrible green CGI.
Okay, I'm gonna change my score.
Weird cloud at the end.
I'm changing my score. 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Change my score. I think about it in a minute.
I think 3 should be the max. Like, I don't know. 1, it ain't that. I don't know. I couldn't finish it. Problem is, I don't know if I could give a good review because I just, again, I'm not feeling the best. Yeah. I don't like being woken up with an alarm clock saying it's titled Green Lantern Time, baby. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
You titled your alarm, it's Green Lantern Time, baby.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. That's what I wrote on it.
Oh, man.
Y'all know that far out. All right. I'm done. I think okay. I'm gonna say it doesn't deserve a one, but I'd say it two or three. I just because again, just literally 1 point is for Deadpool, and the other two is just like because it's not. I don't feel like it's that bad as a one. But man, I couldn't finish it. I seriously couldn't. But I had to like be pressured by you.
I know exactly what we should do next week.
I had an idea as well.
Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World. Oh, I was gonna say X-Men Wolverine.
Oh, we're both thinking Marvel.
We're both thinking that's bad. Oh, well, I'm supposed.
Like I said, I don't hate Thor: The Dark World.
Well, we did DC this week. We'll do Marvel next week.
Yeah, we're like because I think we had talked about it on one of the episodes. We're not doing voting for a little bit.
Yeah, we're currently we're busy trying to set up the Spider-Man.
Yeah, so we're kind of just like picking a movie and going for it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about it, and I think I kind of would like us to do cameras possibly, but that's just depending on what situation me and you are in at the moment.
Yeah. So I don't have a good camera besides this camera on the computer, so
I have a good camera, but I'm gonna have to use my phone. so I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out how this will work. But we will give you guys info.
Don't you have a computer?
I do. I have a laptop. I'm about to give me a good microphone here soon because what I bought does not work whatsoever.
Are you sure? What kind of did you buy? Because I thought mine didn't work, but then it did work.
Well, it wasn't like a microphone. It was like a headset with a kind of like a gaming headset in a way. It wasn't that, but it was. That's probably the best thing I can describe it of like what it was.
I think you would do better. That would probably work on like the laptop. Like that's what I'm using as the laptop.
Well, that's what I put it on, but I was told I was getting echoes. I'm still trying to work with it just to see if it'll be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I was thinking because I'll tell you this afterwards. Actually,
yeah,
it's kind of like pointless to talk about. But yeah, that's all I got for this movie.
Yeah, that's all I got to as well. Yeah, 2. So yeah, 2's my final.
All right, and then I give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Oh man.
Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us for this episode of Extra Beef. We'll announce what the next. Well, I'll put out a little poll. Not a poll for like, do you want this or this? I'll put out if you want to see it or not. For maybe we'll decide what it'll be, and I'll put that out on Wednesday. But this episode is releasing on a Wednesday. So if you haven't checked it out, go watch our previous episode of the Comic Book Burrito. We talk about What If Episode 5. Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, just all the good stuff, you know. And yep. And also check out our upcoming episode where we're hopefully talking about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully this COVID stuff goes away for me so I can watch the movie.
That's true. On Sunday is when that will be released. And yeah. Thank you all so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. See you guys.
See ya. I'm not going to say Excelsior because this movie bummed me out.